Buenas everyone,
Buenas.
welcome to week 17 of
Rolling round Europe in
Rolly.
Rolly.
Able to bring a bottle of nice Douro Valley Portuguese wine with us tonight.
Yes.
So cheers to everyone in New Zealand or anyone who's watching the video.
Cheers.
Cheers everyone.
Yeah. It's not like we haven't been at the bar already, is it?
No,
No.
we're in northern Spain and we just found out a little bit about cider making, or the cider culture. Cider is quite different here than it is in New Zealand, and the way they serve it to you is they've got a little pump where you put the bottle in and lift up the pump and you put the glass into the little frame and you pump it out and it spurts the cider into it. And
Very entertaining.
It's not a bubbly drink like
No.
we normally have cider.
Flat.
It's flat, but it aerates it, and I think in the bars they normally pour it from a height to give it a bit of aeration. So
Yeah.
it's quite a cool little experience. So it was good
Very.
to have a wee cider there this afternoon, sitting out by the pool. Let's go back to the beginning of the week.
We crossed over into Spain from Portugal.
Yeah, back into Spain.
Yeah, so we crossed over
Spain Mark II. We stopped in a place called Vigo and we had to sort out our internet as you do. We thought generally you think you've got a bit of roaming, but we had an all-you-can-eat SIM in Portugal, which was great, but it didn't have any roaming, so internet all of a sudden stopped. A bit of drama when we first get into a new country again, so it always catches you out, but we've got to...
At least we sort of knew there would be a bit of drama, so we were sort of prepared, but, you know, it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy trying to sort it out.
Yeah, I think it's one of the challenges. Every country you come to, getting your internet is quite a challenge.
So then we moved on after we got all that sorted. We went to Ilha Arousa,
which is a little island off the coast. It was joined by a long bridge. And we saw interesting sight. We saw purukawa trees everywhere along the beach, which it felt very much like New Zealand. It was it was nice white sand beaches and purukawa trees, which we thought, this feels like home. So it was really quite a cool little feeling for a little while there.
But they weren't really motorhome friendly. So
no, they didn't really have any good spots to stay. So we went across the bridge and stayed in a little marina in Villanova de Arousa, so just nearby.
Yeah, that was nice. And then the next day we decided to go to a campsite.
It was called Valdivino.
It's the Lagoa campsite.
Yeah.
And we stayed there 2 nights and we went out for dinner. And the pork, oh my God.
So it sounds like pork is a local specialty.
I have never tasted pork like it in my life. It was just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Surprisingly good restaurant, actually, because it was actually at a different campsite. It wasn't the one we're staying at. We went across to another one and they had a very nice little restaurant. We got there a bit too early for them because in Spain they start dinners about 8 o'clock, 8:30 sort of thing at night. And we got there, I think, about 7:30 and caught them a bit off guard, really trying to have dinner at that time of night, but we got there in the end. We had 2 nights there, so we had a bit of a chill out there. It was nice and relaxed.
The next day we went out for lunch. We had a walk along the beach and we stopped at a cafe for lunch. More pork. Oh, more beautiful pork. Gorgeous pork. Lovely.
And then we took off after 2 days there into a place called Cathedral Beach, which is kind of reminiscent of Cathedral Cove in New Zealand, which is another sort of reminder of home. And we're starting to feel a little bit homesick now with these little reminders along the way. But it's probably a lot more bigger scale, wasn't it, the Cathedral Beach?
And the timing was perfect because you can only go on it when it's low tide. And you can only walk through and see it to its full potential at low tide. And we got there at 11:30 and low tide was at 11:30. And so perfect timing, absolutely perfect timing. And you'll see it in the video. Beautiful, beautiful
very spectacular
place.
Spot, lots of caves, lots of archways, pretty cool spot.
And then
we didn't end up staying there, did we? We decided to move on a little bit and we found this little lighthouse on an island just up the road a bit in a place called Ribadeo, and
You walk across.
Yeah, walk across the
to the
bridge to the
island.
island, and there was a little bar there,
There was a bar, yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
right below the. Actually, I think it used to be a Booking.com hotel accommodation there, but it didn't appear to be open at the moment. Maybe it's time of year.
So we're sitting at the bar and we're looking through the glass barricade thing, and if you look north, which is where we were, you would hit the south of Ireland, the southern coast of Ireland, and if you went right, you would hit America.
That's left. That's left.
If you went the other way, then
the
you
other-
would
the
hit
other right.
America. So it was, yeah.
So it was a pretty cool spot.
And
actually.
we were whale watching.
Yeah, we
because
didn't see anything though.
Didn't see whales, but
Vast ocean across the Atlantic
vast
Ocean, you
ocean.
could see
huge.
for miles. So that wasn't the end of the lighthouses. We went up the road of the next night to a place called Faro di Cabo Busto, which is the Busto Lighthouse, and we stayed right beside the lighthouse. And it was probably one of the quietest places we've ever stayed. It was
the quietest and
very nice spot.
it
Actually,
was so nice.
it was right on the top of cliffs and some beautiful scenes down into some hidden beaches down below. And
you'll see in the video we've got drone
cool.
footage of it. It's beautiful. Last night we stopped in
Yastres, which is a little pretty fishing village, wasn't it?
On
Very
a steep hill.
steep streets, medieval sort of streets.
So
which we
of
went
course,
exploring the streets.
to see anything pretty, you have to climb a hill. But this
There's a
time you had
tax.
to go down, but then you had to climb back up again.
Yeah.
So
Very steep streets.
beautiful
but very
village
cool
though.
little place.
Beautiful village.
Unfortunately, when we walked in there, none of the bars were open.
No.
Again, they didn't really open till 8 o'clock at night, and we were there about 6.
Yeah.
So we still really haven't converted to the Spanish way of eating yet. It's not
do it.
quite.
Just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
the
not
sun doesn't
right.
go down, sets until about 10 o'clock at night.
10:30.
Yeah, so people are out late. They promenade before dinner and go out for dinner late. So we haven't really switched onto that yet.
No.
And today we are in a place called Ribadesella. Beautiful scenery around here. It's lush green hills. It's actually volcanoes all the way around
All
us.
the way around, surrounded by volcanoes.
It looks like you're on a tropical island, sort of. Normally on a tropical island, you see the centre is full of volcanoes. It's kind of like that lush green tropical rainforest sort of scenery, which is pretty cool. A couple of key facts. With week 17, we mentioned, we're just about to hit 10,000 Ks, and so we've obviously travelled quite a lot of kilometres so far. The 10,000 is about to clock over, so maybe next week. We're in the Asturias region, and we're going to Bilbao, which is coming up next, which is a wine region. I understand it's the capital of the wine region,
Cheers.
so we'll be able to replenish our
Our wine supply.
So yeah, there's still a lot to explore in northern Spain, and we've got to get across to Sorge by about the end of June. We've got a bit of a date with
3
a repair
weeks.
company to fix Rolly up, and I've been having a bit of frustration today trying to do a simple thing. You know, I talked the other week where we had someone hit our side wing mirror, and you'd think, being a common occurrence, wing mirror has been damaged, it would be pretty easy to find a replacement. But no, it's been an absolute mission.
But last night, what did we see this morning when we woke up?
Wake up,
A
yeah.
camper van next to us. Oh my
Someone
God.
had
The whole side
side-
had ripped open, and you could see the fresh water tank in there.
And all the
And
insulation.
all the insulation, it was all hanging off, and he had his exhaust pipe was held up by a bit of string, and we went, we're not so
We
bad.
felt our lucky stars. We're
Exactly.
not much to complain about, really, when you look at that. Someone's
Whole side ripped
taken
open.
out the side of his motorhome, so that will be extremely expensive. So that's pretty much the week, isn't it, really?
That's the week. Yes.
We'll say cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Yep.
If you like what we're doing, click on the subscribe button and the like button.
Ding ding.
Ding, ding, ching, ching. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Adios.
See ya.
Okay, we're at a place called Quinta do Frendoal, if that's the right pronunciation, but it's otherwise known as the Enchanted Forest, which is basically an abandoned castle in the middle of the forest. The forest is taken over. There's a big wall, bridge, and it's actually not that old. It's 20th century apparently. It's was abandoned not that long after being built, so it's a bit of a folly by the sounds of it. Found another mighty Bahutakawa. In fact, there's a whole bunch of them. Bahutakawa is known as the New Zealand Christmas tree. Flowers around Christmas time, but obviously 6 months out of sync in Spain. Over there is Rolly.
Where are we, Kevin?
We're in the middle of nowhere.
We are in the middle of nowhere. Valdivino.
We're in a place called Valdivino.
Valdivino.
We're at the beach.
And we're at the beach. It's a little bit breezy, so we've had to find, well, it's not actually that windy, it's just a bit breezy. But we found a nice little sheltered spot in here. And we are just going to lie on the beach all day. Or we might have to go to the restaurant up there for a bite to eat shortly for lunch. Bit of wine, have a snooze, and just relax. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Might turn on the camera. We are in the little fishing village of Tapia de Casarigo. Just had a coffee at the place across the port there.
A picturesque spot. What do you think, Claire?
It's cute.
Cute.
Very cute.
Yeah,
I like the
nice.
slate roofs.
Looking out to the Wharo Isla Tapia, so that's a little lighthouse on the island. Again, another walkway out to it. Yes, clear. It is very clear, isn't it, Claire? The water is very clear, Claire. Another Utakawa. Almost like a marine swimming pool down here. Nice little beach down here. She's a bit grey today, but quite warm. Everyone in the water. Looks like there must be a bit of a surf beach at times. Just a bit of a hint there. We might have to head on down here this afternoon, have a swim. It looks quite nice. Hey Claire, do you think the lighthouse is working?
No, I think it's busted.
I think it's busto, mucho busto.
Busto!
Mucho busto.
No, just busto. Busted.
Rolly's Park, you can just see the roof of Rolly over there. Parked by the cliff. This is our spot for the night.
But look how clear the water is.
Very clear water. We're in the, I guess it would be the Western Asturias. Just past Galicia.